Hello and welcome to the NASCussion, where we have intelligent debate on various topics throughout NASCAR. I'm John Cittadino, and I'm joined here by four other panelists. They are Matt Duell,
Hey.
James Silverfox,
YOLO.
Thomas Beatty,
What up?
and Treck Tauger.
What's going on here?
Yeah, you sound ready.
He's
Man,
very
You sure
enthusiastic.
you're sure right I am.
Man, this is gonna
Enthusiastic.
be a roller coaster ride here, folks.
Yeah, he's already just jizzing his pants.
all right, we'll get
Oh
off
my
that topic and get back to the.
God.
Yeah, everyone
Get
loves
annoying.
everyone loves
Yeah, okay.
our people.
That gets annoying real fast.
But let's get to the topic we're here, and it's a relatively hot button issue, especially between many different groups in NASCAR. The possibility that Austin Dillon will be driving the number 3 car for the 2014 season in Sprint Cup Series.
Pretty much confirmed.
It hasn't been completely official yet, but it seems like that's going to be the most likely route. And as any NASCAR fan should know, the number 3 belonging to the late Dale Earnhardt, seen as kind of like a symbol of just, I don't know, Earnhardt. All Earnhardt kind. So I'm going to open up the floor to some discussion on the matter. So take it away, someone.
Well, I can see why he would make that change if that ever happens. I get that's trying to pay a tribute to the late Dale Earnhardt.
So you feel it's more of a tribute move?
I could see why.
I have a video I've heard on NASCAR.com that Dale Jr. said that he is completely okay with Austin Dillon driving the 3 car. He said his father made his legacy in the 3 car, and that Jr. wants Dillon to make his own legacy in the 3 car.
Interesting. I want to say something about Treck Tauger. Based on what Austin Dillon has said in interviews, he isn't driving the 3 car as a tribute to Dale Earnhardt. He's driving as a tribute to his father, who also drove the 3 car apparently in his not his father, his grandfather, which is Richard Childress, who also drove the car in his racing career.
Well, what do you expect? It was pretty much the flagship car prior to Earnhardt's death or whatever. Prior to
Oopsies.
Well, it has been. Well, car number 3 has been the flagship car for.
Well, it did
Ever
disappear for several years since 2001 when Harvick turned it into the 29.
Yeah. Well,
and prior to Austin Dillon coming into the Truck Series, the last glimpse of car number 3 in any of the 3 division series was like when Dale Earnhardt Jr. won in 2002.
2010.
The Busch Series.
Oh yeah, when he won
the Subway Jalapeno 200 or something at Daytona.
No, it was the first race of the 2002 Busch Series season.
If I remember correctly, he raced it in 2010.
who, Junior?
Yeah, Junior raced.
He did it for one race deal.
No, I meant a year after Dale Earnhardt's death.
Oh, no, it was the number 2 in the Busch Series.
No,
It used to be number 3.
No.
I'm
You're thinking of Johnny Sauter. You're thinking of Sauter in 2002. Much like 2010, the race that Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran for car number 3 was pretty much a one-off deal.
Yeah, it was a really big event.
Junior said afterward he would never drive the 3 car again.
Right.
I bet if he didn't win, he would drive it again.
Probably.
He would probably keep driving until he won.
Yeah.
But he won, so that's not happening.
In spectacular fashion, like always.
And if that were the case, then in 2010 he'd pretty much drive number 3 anyway.
Too bad it wasn't on a Camaro, because the Impala back then was like the ugliest thing in NASCAR.
That I agree.
It would look better on the Camaro.
I'm waiting for Mustang's Camaro.
Well, at least in my opinion.
I'm waiting,
Oh yeah, by the way.
I'm waiting for Buick to return.
And Richard Childress did drive the number 3 when he raced.
Yep, he ran based on driveraverages.com. He drove the number 3 in 172 events.
Wow.
He's the second longest tier driver in the number 3 car.
Until afterwards he retired, and then, of course, everyone knows Dale Earnhardt took over.
Yep. Now, I feel the reason that this has been the big hot button issue is that many feel that with number 3, it belonged to Dale Earnhardt, who many see as basically a stock car racing god, and that this kid that people are kind of in question whether they like him or not is going to be piloting it. They feel it's kind of an insult. Does anyone here feel that way?
Yeah.
Explain.
I don't know. It's just I think they when they got rid of it in 2001, they should have never brought it back.
So you feel it should have been permanently retired?
Right. It's a legendary number, and it was raced by a legendary person, and having this kid who, yes, is the grandson of the car owner that Senior drove for, doesn't mean that he should have the privilege to drive that car. It's not... Yeah, it kind of ran in the family, but his grandfather didn't really make it famous like Senior did.
Yeah, it's true. He never, based on driveaverages.com, Richard Childress did not ever win a race in the number 3 machine. So, and Dale Earnhardt has like the majority of the wins for it at 67.
Here's the facts I've gotten. Austin Dillon is a good up-and-coming driver. After his first rookie season in the Truck Series, he won it in his second season. Then after 2 years in Nationwide, he won it in his second year.
Without even winning a single race?
Yeah. But when everyone sees the 3 car, you think of Dale Earnhardt, you think of him winning 7 championships. Austin Dillon can win championships. But Richard Childress owns the 3 car, and if you look at also NASCAR, Richard Petty is another legendary driver, and his number is still driven, and heck, they're driven by Eric Almirola.
Though I feel in that scenario, it's a little different in that Richard Petty didn't die. Knock on wood, I don't want him dying, honestly.
Right.
But it's kind of a different scenario. Like with the modifieds, the best example to bring up is the only car number that's retired in NASCAR, and that's the number 61 for the modified series, Richie Evans' car.
Yeah.
It's someone who is really iconic, who drove that number for most, if not all, of his career, and then died a tragic death in racing driving that car. That's one of the reasons I feel like a lot of people are struggling with the idea of someone else driving the 3 car.
I can see where you're going at. For me, when 2010, when Junior drove the 3 Wrangler car in the Nationwide Series, on the 3rd lap, for some reason, he was leading that lap the entire way around. And I can see Austin Dillon doing that, leading the race, and everyone holding up the number 3.
So you feel like they come the Daytona race this February, that on lap 3 he's going to muscle his way to the front?
I'm not going to say he's going to muscle his way to the front. He's going to have to earn his way to the front, but...
Well, that's what muscle means.
I know what that means. I've watched NASCAR since 2001.
I've watched it since before that, but yeah, doesn't matter.
I've watched Truck Series, and I do watch Nationwide.
I wouldn't be too surprised if Austin Dillon won the pole.
I think he might. I feel he has a decent shot because last year in the number 33 car he qualified well, if I remember correctly.
A lot of people don't mind Dillon driving the 3 car. They just want to wonder what the sponsor is going to look like. They don't want the number 3 car looking.
I thought it was going to be Cheerios.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, it seems to be the most prevalent.
Can you pull the picture?
Yeah, the car, in my opinion, did look hideous. I want a different sponsor.
Yeah.
That even I could paint better.
Yeah, you could paint better.
And good going to come back.
Though based on what has been heard, that I think I heard it might have been like a forgery or something. I'm not sure if this is real or not.
They're denying it.
That's what I heard. I heard the sticker might not
be hard to argue.
I mean, me looking at it doesn't look that bad. I think it's got the 3 number on there. I feel maybe like they could have some adjustments to it, but I mean, I don't think it's a bad looking race car.
I'd want Dillon to have his sponsor he had in the Nationwide Series, Advocare.
Let's.
That 3 car didn't look that bad.
Well, it's still better than most of those. Like most of those ARCA cars, like those fail ARCA cars or whatever.
Those are the older style cars that I think like the style body that like NASCAR used to drive.
Yeah. James, you got anything on the topic? You've been
quiet. All right. Well, let's take a couple hours.
Take your time.
Basically, I'm for it mainly because I am sick of the number 3 as a number being so like something that's like it's basically it's just to me it's just a number. It's just a number, in my opinion. I understand it has a lot of.
I would look over your shoulder for a while.
Yeah, it's just.
You will probably be destroyed.
I've been a Jeff Gordon fan since I was a little kid. I still have a freaking year 2000 diecast of him when I was like 2 years old. So
I almost met him.
Like if Gordon retires and they put Elliott in the 24, I actually would just not care, because it's the
Elliott?
driver that I think that really matters, not really the number. Like I understand, like some people remember Dale Earnhardt for his number more than Dale Earnhardt himself. I've known people who weren't even NASCAR fans. They just knew that number 3 was important, and they didn't know the guy who drove it. I'm not joking. I know people who like that.
Oh yeah, the 3's important.
Yeah, like I just don't really get it. I mean, I never disliked Earnhardt when I was little. Not that I can remember, because he was like 3 when he died. But I was like 3 when he died. But I just don't see a number cause so much controversy. It's like Eric Almirola, like you said, he's in the 43, and I don't think no one cares. I don't know anybody who gives a damn.
Though to be fair, the 43's been kind of out of commission for a while. I mean, the last
that's
win.
Because Petty owns his own team, and he doesn't care if someone else drives his number.
Last win was with John Andretti at Daytona.
1999. No, Martinsville in 1999.
Yeah, and then before that, I think it was 1984 with Richard Petty.
No, I think it was Bobby Hamilton.
Bobby Hamilton won.
John Andretti was the last one that won in it.
I thought Jeff Green won a race in it once.
Nah, and we all know Christian Fittipaldi didn't.
Terrible.
Oh, he sucked. He was horrible.
Terrible. Now they got Eric Almirola.
Who the hey is that?
You know, I just looked this up here on
Eric
driver averages. Guess how many drivers drove the number 3 car at some point in their career?
How many?
81.
A good chunk.
That's a massive amount.
Yeah, this goes from like Dale Earnhardt, who's driven it the most. He has more than everyone else combined at 529.
Yeah, then
there's a couple of other high-profile names like Ricky Rudd, Buddy Baker. I see Buck Baker in there as well. David Pearson for a couple events. And then you got like one-off drivers like Hub McBride and Joe Littlejohn.
Joe Littlejohn,
who no one remembers or cares about.
You sure John Littlejohn ain't related to Prudence Littlejohn?
That doesn't pertain here, but
yeah.
But I do like the sound of Hub McBride there. That's a cool name for a race. That's a cool name for a race car driver. I wish he had more success.
Yeah, right.
Another pop would be Dick Kirkle.
Yeah, and in his starts in the number 3. Finished every one. He finished the one start he made in car number 3. But
there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, Matt, since you're the one who feels the 3 should not go to Austin Dillon, what do you think about what James was saying about it's not the number, it's the driver?
Well, it's just a number taped or vinyl spread on the car or whatever they use to make those numbers. Yeah, it's just a number, but look at what the person that drove it was an icon, one of the icons in the sport, and that number he made famous, and he died with that number. And having this young kid, yes, he's impressive. He's won a truck championship, won a nationwide championship, but
and possibly a Sprint Cup championship.
He hasn't even started. Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But
I don't think Austin Dillon's ever going to win a championship.
But he's a young kid. Yes, he's a Dillon who has blood relations to once again Richard Childress, but doesn't give him the right to drive the number 3. He doesn't. He should have a different number. See, when Kevin Harvick came in, he didn't drive the 3. He drove the 29 because they didn't want to use the 3. They retired it. Why does this kid have the right to have the ability to drive this car, this number?
I do remember that Austin Dillon, when he was a kid, did meet Dale Earnhardt Sr.
He may have met him.
I don't like the word right. Like, there's no laws in NASCAR.
Yeah, there's none, but
NASCAR isn't like the NBA or the NFL.
He said that he doesn't have the right to drive the number 3. Yes, he does.
But that number's been out of commission since 2001 in the Sprint Cup Series. In the Nationwide in the Truck Series, it's a different
There's a lot of numbers no one drives anymore.
Especially the triple digits.
And the numbers not retired. If they wanted to prevent people from ever using number 3 again, they would have retired the number, but they didn't because it's just a number.
They would have done the move like NHL did. They retired Wayne Gretzky's number 99. No one in any team can use it.
Yeah, because there were people with already that number in the NHL.
It's just
there's no car number 13 in Formula 1.
What does that mean?
Well, that's Formula 1.
What does that got?
It's NASCAR.
Drove the number 13 that was famous in Formula 1.
Oh, there's a number 13 in Formula 1. I'm not very versed in Formula 1.
I thought they had their numbers.
I thought that was Senna's number.
I'm just kidding.
Is that Senna's?
I think that may be Senna's number. Hold on, I'm gonna Google it.
Could be, but I swear they have their numbers based off their finishing position, the points from the previous season. If I remember correctly.
It would appear that the reason they don't use number 13 is that it's considered very unlucky, and a lot of high-profile accidents happened with the number 13. So it's superstition why they don't have the number 13.
I looked up Orange Senna number 13, and I see diecast, so...
So you probably just answered your own question.
Okay, Senna actually drove the 12, okay. Well,
Matt, do you feel that just Austin Dillon doesn't deserve to drive it, or
do
you feel that there's no driver?
No driver should drive it because, like I said, after Senior died, Harvick, yeah, they retired that number, but if Harvick wanted to, he could drive could have maybe drive the 3 car if he wanted to, but he chose to drive the 29 out of respect, and or whatever you want to call it.
Well, that was like the week after he died. That was a little more sensitive back then. Now it's like
out of the blue they're bringing back the number. For
most NASCAR fans have gotten over it and are more accepting of a number being reused.
I don't know. I just think he should drive the number 33 or a different number besides the 3.
What if Junior announced, "Hey, I want to drive my father's number 3 car in the Sprint Cup Series"?
I can imagine there'd be a lot of butthurt, and a lot of people probably think it's a stupid idea, which I think it is. But I don't think Junior would leave Hendrick. RCR would let him.
Happy right where he's. I think
I have to get going.
I think
I
had the chance to go to RCR and he didn't want to.
Later, guys.
And a
Alright, see you later, Treck.
And a part of me wants Austin Dillon to drive to 3 because then he'll have a lot of pressure and then he'll suck. Because I don't like Austin Dillon.
Either do I. Harvick even said that's one of the reasons why he's leaving, that he left RCR is because of that.
Because the spoons. The spoons are being filled with children's juice into their baby mouths.
Ty Dillon and Austin Dillon, they just get what they want, basically.
What do you all think about the Dillons? We'll just add that on here 'cause I feel it's necessary. What do you guys feel about them?
Ty's not going anywhere. Austin's going to be probably around for a while. I don't think Ty is good enough.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't very.
He is an ARCA champion. I think he won by like a long shot.
That don't mean anything.
Yeah,
ARCA.
but
Scott Speed almost won the ARCA. Well, I think Scott Speed came close to winning the ARCA championship, and look what happened to him. He sucked.
Scott Speed almost won an ARCA championship?
Yeah, Scott Speed almost won it. He got rid of Stenhouse, though.
What year was that? Because
it was a couple years ago. Speed, Allgaier, and Stenhouse were 3 battling in the ARCA championship a couple years ago, and Scott Speed and Stenhouse kept wrecking each other. They both got penalized, and Allgaier won the championship.
Really?
If you look at Sam Hornish, he came immediately into the Sprint Cup Series driving the 77 car for Penske, and he sucked. And then he decided to quit, go back to IndyCar. Then he came back to NASCAR, and look what he did in the 12 car. I'm comparing that to Ty and Austin. They were brought up through the ranks, and their grandfather basically moved them to the next series when he thinks they're ready, and I think they're both good drivers.
Yep, Justin Allgaier won the championship. Yep.
Though I feel Scott Speed's kind of an odd example since he was an open wheel racer before going into
Formula
stock
1
cars.
Well, so was Hornish.
Yeah, but I feel neither of them really had the experience going in. I mean, Hornish plummeted very quickly.
What about
NASCAR?
Hornish got rushed.
Also, Scott Speed had the misfortune of being on Red Bull in the early days.
And sucked.
Yeah.
And then by the time they started getting competent, they had Allmendinger, who, granted, didn't do the best at the time, but he's proven himself.
Or something.
What about Juan Pablo
Montoya?
Montoya?
Series?
Juan Pablo Montoya?
When he came into NASCAR, driving the 42 car.
Yeah,
well, look at him. He's going back to IndyCar because he's terrible.
He's not terrible. He's just...
He only got 2 wins at Sonoma and Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
If you want to be technical, he's come very close to winning multiple times.
Yeah, but
he had Richmond won until that bullshit start, and then he almost won Dover, which he...
Yeah, he almost won Dover and Richmond. He's been so close, but he just couldn't get there.
Yeah.
And then McMurray just I'm going to win Talladega.
Took him 5 years, but he looks like he was finally starting to get better.
Montoya topic, what do you think about his replacement, Kyle Larson?
He just got some really cruddy luck.
I think Larson's
He was going to win the Brickyard a couple of years ago, and then his freaking tire blew.
Basically, life hates Juan Pablo Montoya.
Yeah, he should have 4 wins, at least. He should have had 4.
We'll go back to
let's get
Austin
back.
Dillon. So, I mean, I wasn't really listening. I was looking for some stuff while you guys brought up, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Matt Duell, what did you say was... Say if Dale Earnhardt Jr. is I want to drive the 3 car in Sprint Cup.
Even though he said he's not going to, it would be a big topic, and a lot of people would be at awe and why he would do that.
Would you be in support of that? If he drove it?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I'm a big-time Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan, but
not a senior fan.
When I really got into it, it was around the end of his what do you call it, his career. Not knowing that he was gonna die, but you could tell he was getting towards the end of his career. I don't think he would have stayed in much longer, even if he didn't crash and die. But
yeah.
I was a Jeff Gordon fan at first, and then I
converted.
Like, then I converted after Senior's death.
Back then, it was like converting to a religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also a big Gordon fan. He was my first driver I liked.
Now people
I
just
went-
animate
Okay, all the people I'm
issues.
meeting are just Gordon fans. I need to find some Biffle nuts. Just
Squirrel
I
Face?
don't know any Biffle fans.
Of course. Squirrel Face?
I'm actually making a countdown video at the moment. Like I've been working on the past couple weeks. I'm making a countdown. The 10 most insignificant drivers that should have significancy, and Craig Biffle's gonna be number 1. Because
Thanks for that spoiler.
he makes a chase almost every year, but yet no one cares.
I call him Squirrel Face because he looks like one.
I love his eyes.
I'm like, he looks like an animal with human skin. It's
Oh,
just
that,
weird.
man, you're nice to him.
Hey,
It is. I just think he's
Here's a driver
beautiful.
I'm just throwing out. I'm a big Paul Menard fan, too.
oh my
I feel bad for you.
Oh, Mr. Tire
Oh.
Exploder?
I saw that clip, but I'm also liking
Top
him.
10 important insignificant drivers.
He did win his first NASCAR race in Indianapolis,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
beating Jeff Gordon.
I've seen Senior race, but the race I saw him race at, I mean, the race that he was in that I saw in person, he'd crash. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. But I actually got to stand next to the Intimidator's car, and let me tell you, it was intimidating just standing next to it.
I know, that's why it's called that.
But
Well,
I actually was in the same hospitality tent with that Jeff Gordon was in, which was pretty cool.
And then you felt less intimidated.
No, yeah.
Okay, it was like, oh, rainbows.
Ooh, rainbows and Skittles.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to like it here.
But and then I just went to everybody else's car and stood next to it, and it was nothing special. But Senior's car, when I got the ability to stand next to it, it was taped off or fenced off underneath the tent, like it had special privileges.
It had, like, CIA, like,
And
with
this-
sunglasses just standing around it, tasing people that look at it for too long.
Yeah, and
It
nobody was
great.
allowed to stand next to it, but for some reason I was like one of the only ones that got to go over the fence and actually have my picture taken next to his car, which was pretty cool. But just to see the fact that his car was kind of fenced off from the public and everybody else's car was out in the open for people to stand next to, which is quite amazing.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look, I'm going to go stand near Derek Cope's car and then maybe stop by the Rick Mast machine. And then, like...
It's funny because those two drivers
no
were
Earnhardt.
actually in that race that I was watching.
Oh, wait, what was that?
Rick Mass and Derek Cope, I believe they were both in the race that I was watching that I went to see.
Yeah, I like Derek Cope.
Aw,
That's what
Derek-
my life is full of disappointment because I'm a huge Derek Cope fan.
And Kurt Shelmerdine and all those
He's
other
still
Oh,
greats.
I love
Great
Kurt
anymore.
Shelmerdine.
Oh, and talking about him, he's one of Dale Sr.'s old crew chiefs.
Yes, and getting back on that topic, I do want to just ask you again, like, you said like you felt that Austin Dillon he's not worthy of the car. I mean,
Nobody is. That number should not even
So
be in.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., if he wanted to drive it, he would be not worthy.
I wouldn't say. Well, he won't. He wouldn't be, even though he has raced it before. But that was in the Busch now Nationwide Series, which that's going to now change for 2014. And
What's that gonna be?
but he didn't want to race in the Sprint Cup. Correct myself. I believe he raced it in Japan. Because I think
He
he
raced
did
in Japan.
I mean, Junior.
when they had the expedition race. Because
Junior raced it in Japan.
either it was that or the one car, I forget.
I'm not sure if that's right. Cause I remember the
Correct me if I'm
Japanese
wrong,
races.
but-
Japanese races were in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Junior
Basically,
was a
that was-
nationwide
Oh.
driver.
Hold on a sec.
I
No, he's not kidding. He did.
He did. Oh,
did.
Whoa.
I'll send an image.
NASCAR dictionary.
I got a picture. He's not joking.
See,
Oh, Skizzle. All
He's
right.
not
Japanese
Yeah.
NASCussions more often.
I would
Right.
the
That's Dale
And-
Jr.
Yeah, that's Junior.
Yep. Oh yeah, it was. I remember my dad actually has a diecast of that car.
Yeah, I'm looking at diecast on it right now.
Really?
Yeah, the website with that picture.
Yeah, see the name, the name. It's Junior.
I always wonder what that freaking car was because I've seen it before.
And I think Senior drove the #1 for that one.
Wait, that was at Motegi?
Yeah, Twin Ring Motegi. Yeah, and I was reading about it.
No, he didn't drive the 3. He drove the 1. I'm looking at it here.
I typed in Earnhardt Jr. #3 Japan, and the first thing that came up was #3 Coca-Cola.
Yeah, he did race that car. Dale Earnhardt did race the 3 at Japan, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. was in the 1.
That's Junior, I believe.
No, I've got the race results up.
Oh.
No, I'm looking at someone made it on Air Test 3. It says this is the first car Junior ran in 1998 for #3 Coke.
Was it Sprint or the Winston or Bush?
It could have been Bush. I know he drove that car.
I'm clicking on it.
He had Aldeco or something.
AC Delco, I believe, was the sponsor for the most part.
That was the Bush series.
That was his sponsor for the Bush series.
It says a special paint scheme. This is the first car Dale Earnhardt Sr. ever ran against his son. So it was like the first race those two ever competed together.
It says here, though, the top 10 results. Mike Skinner first. He won against Jeff Gordon. He uttered that famous line, "We beat that little son of a bitch." Jeremy Mayfield was 3rd in the 12. Burton in the 99. Rusty Wallace in the 2. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is listed 6th in the #1 car, which would be like the...
It was the black #1.
It was the black #1?
Yes.
I remember. I'm not sure if Steve Park was driving yet.
No.
He wasn't hired.
No, not yet.
He was driving back then, but it was like in a shit car.
But I still thought he drove that 3 car for one race. If I was watching a YouTube video, and I swear that's what they said. But I'm wrong, I guess.
Unless he did it at I don't think he did at Suzuka. Suzuka was. I don't think he raced at Suzuka. And he definitely didn't race at Calder Park. That was in the 80s.
Calder Park? No, I think that was Australian.
That was Australia.
He drove the 3 in the Bush series in Norio, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
But
maybe that's what you're thinking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I googled it.
Googled it.
Google images, bruh.
Yep, yeah.
It doesn't say anything about him driving in Sprint Cup. He's driven it a couple times in the Nationwide Series. I think apparently he drove it a couple times in 2001 as tribute.
Could have.
But I don't think he ever drove the 3 in Sprint Cup. It looks like he drove the #1. If anyone in the comments wants to
feel free.
That, yeah, let us know. We kind of like that.
I don't know, but I think I just found out why NASCAR 2005 Chase to the Cup, that Coca-Cola symbol is one of the choices for sponsors. Why it looks exactly like that.
There was one race where half the field was driving a Coca-Cola car.
Yeah,
at Daytona.
Coca-Cola racing family.
Yeah, it was confusing to pay attention. Figure out who was driving what because all the cars looked the same.
Yeah.
You have to put the number and then know who that driver was in order to know who it was.
So
Dale Jr.
So now that we've figured all that out, that
on
that
debate.
topic, that debate on whether Junior did drive the 3 at Twin Ring Motegi or not, that's over. We solved it. Life is good.
Yeah.
And also, I feel bad for the spoilers for people who were hoping to watch the Twin Ring Motegi event. You should have watched it by now. That was 1988.
21st century.
When I first looked up that race, the first result that I got, it spoiled the race in the description that you can see. So I was like, never mind. So the descriptions spoil you. So
the first time I heard that they went to Japan, my mind exploded and I kind of fell back and I'm like, what? I gotta watch this.
They must have sushi a lot.
Didn't they have a NASCAR race in Australia?
Yeah,
it was Australian version of NASCAR, I believe, and there was actually a race at Mount Pattern. Rama.
Something.
No, it wasn't at Mount Panorama.
No, there is actually
was a Calder Park
stock car race
at
at
Calder Park Underdog.
You know, they have a separate series called NASCAR.
No, they did an exhibition race, actual NASCAR at Calder Park.
Calder Park.
In the next one, in the Busch Series, when it was still called the Busch Series, they raced at Mexico City for a few years.
Yeah. But here, let's get back on track with the number 3 topic. So, I mean, do we have anything else to add here or debate more with this? Cause
really,
I think people just need to let it go.
I just want to think. Do you feel? I feel the reasoning behind this change, why it's slightly more accepted, is because I feel a lot of the wounds have healed from that tragic day.
Yeah.
Time has started to heal the wounds. I mean, he'll still greatly be missed, but it's been over a decade.
It's been almost 13 years now.
Yeah. So does everyone here feel like that in that same manner?
People are they just need to get it over. They just need to get over it.
Matt, do you feel that way, or do you?
I just want to, since he is confirmed that he's going to be driving that car, just gotta wait to see how he's going to do. If they want to put him in there and give him a tall order to be in that car, let's just see how the season.
That's another thing. If he does go with the 3, he's got a tall order to fill.
Yeah,
big shoes to fill.
I mean, like, it was already hard enough. I'm not sure if it might even be harder. It'll probably be just as hard as what Dale Earnhardt Jr. had trying to live up to his father. Austin Dillon has to live up to the entire Earnhardt family and the number.
And not let them down.
And the Childress family.
Yep.
So, man, that guy...
I
do not want to be him.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse. I mean, Paul Menard could drive to 3.
Oh my god.
And announcing the new driver for the number 3, Josh Wise.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome Josh Wise.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the end of Earnhardt.
As we know it.
I feel Josh Wise got screwed over.
Yeah, I didn't really.
He's a terrible driver.
He wasn't that bad nationwide, and then
he was a terrible driver.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He went into the air, all 4 wheels off the ground, and I remember one race.
That was impressive. I watched that race at Las Vegas.
Yeah, he had all 4 wheels in the air and landed.
Oh yeah, wasn't that when he just like freaking killed the grass and flew? I forgot what track. I was looking for that, I just couldn't find it.
But I feel like I kind of screwed over because that was when Danica Patrick came in, and everyone was like, "Oh hell no, we don't want this guy. We got Danica Patrick."
I thought it was Chad Chaffin who did that, not Josh Wise. Whoops.
Chad Chaffin.
I thought it was Chad Chaffin.
I haven't heard Chad Chaffin since like 2005.
Oh my god,
he's still around.
That's a name that has been used.
You know what's funny? He was also a front row motorsport driver.
He was?
Back then, like I think that the 34 car has been around like
yeah, but I don't think front row.
I
don't think front row's been around that long.
I think they might have. They were just a Starting Park team. For some reason, I remember them being called Front Row Motorsports.
I thought it was Furniture Row Motorsports at first.
Yeah, they made their debut in 2004 with Todd Bodine. Yeah,
Todd Bodine.
The Onion.
Mm-hmm.
It's Bodine, not Bodine, but yeah, close enough.
I say it's potato.
Badina.
Potato.
Badine.
But yeah, like all those drivers like Kevin LePage, Chad Blount.
Kevin LePage. Oh my god.
Yeah, Chad Blount. Remember Chad Blount?
Oh god, yeah. Who else can we make fun of?
Let's see who else is here.
Mike Skinner.
Chad Little.
Ted Christopher.
John Dillon.
Larry Gunzelman. Randy LaJoy. Chad Chaffin's mentioned here. PJ Jones.
Corey LaJoy.
Greg Sachs. Carl Long.
Greg Sachs
Ronnie Miller.
Good driver.
Wally Dallenbach.
Joey McCarthy.
Jesse McCarthy.
Remember Joey McCarthy?
Oh god.
No.
Carl Long.
What
about Buckshot Jones?
Oh yeah, but Chad Jones. He has the best name ever.
No. I know.
Chad Jones.
You guys know the Ultimate Warrior, right, from wrestling?
I've heard of, yes.
Guess what his actual full name is?
What is it?
The Warrior.
The
Really?
Warrior?
His first name is his last name is Warrior. I am not joking.
Oh my god.
I'm not fucking joking.
Okay.
Yeah, it would appear that Front Row actually started off as like Mach 1 Racing, and they kind of changed their name eventually. So yeah, they've been going for a while.
And then David Reagan. David Gillen. I want Gillen to win a race so bad.
I know, he's been so close.
He's so good. Anyways, back on topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
There's just so much to talk about in NASCAR.
Yeah.
We go from talking about Austin Dillon to making fun of
we should have a topic where we discuss forgotten NASCAR drivers.
Well, I didn't want to make fun of Chad Chaffin. I wanted to celebrate the life and times of Chad Chaffin.
Let's remember when Chad Chaffin did a backflip.
Yeah.
What?
You don't remember that?
Chad Chaffin did a backflip? This I gotta see.
You guys remember back in 2005, he flipped and just...
Oh yeah, he flipped it. He freaking
He freaking went... He went
with
full
the car.
ballerina flipped it and kept going.
He freaking went...
Wait, I gotta see this, because this should be something I should be watching.
It was in the trucks at Daytona.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
I know a driver that should be remembered. The driver that never in his career won a race.
Chad Chaffin, man, he's a... Just wait till they see the just wait till you... I love how at first, during the live broadcast, you see him go over, but as soon as they cut again, you see him on his freaking...
Yeah, it's like a match.
And everyone was probably like, what the fuck just happened?
There's a ton of Terry Cook. Remember Terry Cook?
He liked to cook a lot.
And John,
I love J.D. McDuffie.
Oh yeah, and John, can you skip to
J.D. McDuffie died at
112 on the video I linked.
Yeah.
All right.
Same corner Johnson hit.
You get the full replay.
All right. Let's see this. I gotta watch this. I'll put this video in the description. Whoa! Oh my god!
And he finished that race, I think.
Damn. Chad Chaffin, original
Imagine if he
gangster.
did that and won the race after.
Dude, that would have been amazing.
He didn't do it though. Their like axle broke from the freaking.
yeah, totally. But
their like suspension got fucked up real bad from that flip.
Well, of course. If it didn't, I think they would have just been like, they would have gotten down and even just prayed to God, like, thank you.
It was the original barrel roll.
My God, that's
amazing.
Roll. That's amazing. I'll link that in the description for those watching to see.
I saw that race like live on TV. I crapped my pants when I was little.
Like, do it again. I missed it. Do it
again. See, this turned from is Austin Dillon Satan to let's reminisce about the good old days of Chad Chaffin.
How about Chad Little? I'm just bringing that name up.
Chad Little? Oh my god.
Big face in the truck series.
John Deere.
Chad Little.
I always liked that car. That was a really cool car.
Yeah, it was. Then you get Kurt Busch and
Mac Kenseth.
Then it became unsponsored, and then it became Sharpie. Though the Irwin car was good.
Then Chad Little.
But do we have anything else on the topic of
no sir
Austin Dillon?
Yeah, people are butthurt.
So basically, we haven't solved it at all.
Yeah,
we haven't solved the issue at all. We're still like
I just came to a conclusion.
He's not worthy.
I came to a conclusion. Let's just wait to see how the season goes.
Yeah. So in that matter of since we have no set thing for it, we always like to hear from those watching. If you have any ideas on the matter, if you want to say that Austin Dillon is Satan, and that we should like get some priests to like exorcise him, then by all means say that.
You need some counseling.
We're gonna do all. You might as well do try.
Exercise him. You mean baptize him?
No, sling.
Excommunicate him.
Probably like something with like
excommunicate.
I don't know. But I believe that ends this NASCussion for today.
Yes. Yeah.
So let us know what you think about the whole Austin Dillon debacle in the number 3. We're always happy to have panelists on board, and we're always happy if you suggest topics. We like talking about NASCAR, and we always like to talk about more stuff. As you can obviously tell, we were even go as far as to talk about Chad Chaffin. and the odyssey that was his racing career.
Chad Chaffin. We're gonna have a full 3-hour discussion about Chad Chaffin.
24-hour.
We're gonna have the
stream.
Chad Chaffin tribute show.
Yo, if we can interview Chad Chaffin.
Yeah, we're gonna bring him on here. I'm gonna freaking call him. I'm gonna freaking try and seduce him, and just like it's like I'm gonna chaff you, Mr. Chad Chaffin.
Oh my God!
Whoa! Oh my God! Calm down. Yep, I can't wait for this 24-hour Chad Chaffin live stream.
I chaffed my willy.
But that ends it for the NASCussion for today, folks. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. So long.
Chaff yourselves.